All right, quick recap. So Big Dog Builds have been making massive amounts of suspension orders from CJC Off-Road for these big yank tanks down under. Cody said, what the hell are you Aussies doing? And Dean said, come and see. And that's the trip we are currently on. So how's the trip been so far? Well, let's ask Cody.
It's kind of funny. I expected to feel like a bigger cultural gap with everybody. And I think within 2 hours, it was like we took our whole company camping, and just the trash talking, the jokes, and just the laughs this whole week has just been amazing. And obviously Moreton Island, putting that into words is kind of unreal. Like I'd consider like and you guys keep telling me there's even crazier out here, but to me that would be a bucket list off-road camping destination if I were to put it into riding. Like that is absolutely crazy. It's like Hawaii, with hours of beaches you can drive on, and off-roading, and just the people.
Moreton Island was amazing at every stop. I think everyone that was on the trip were really blown away with how nice the water clarity was. We had the tea tree lagoons with the blue water in the background, parted by the white, amazing sand. But it's time now to head to the bush, and we'll see what turns on out there. Yesterday morning was quite the light switch moment. Waking up in the morning, we looked over the Moreton Bay. I don't think I've seen a better conditioned bay before. There was not one white cap. There was not one breath of air the whole bay. As we left Moreton Island, Jack had something pop up with the family. He had to scoot home to Bundaberg, and he was really, really nice enough to let his awesome looking Ram 2500 continue on for the week with us. So I grabbed the keys for his 2500. We shot out to Binghi in it. And yeah, what an amazing vehicle it is. He's got the 3.25 inch pin top kit with the 37 inch tyres, the flared fitment, and a little bit of colour coding on this. What an amazing package it is to really experiment and test out in the environments that we use these trucks. A vehicle like Jack's is definitely one of the most popular vehicles like they do over in the USA, and Jack lives up to the title. He definitely uses this for its full potential. I think he has a ball, and yeah, it's definitely the right vehicle platform for his setup. As we left the barge, the crew sort of split into two. There was two vehicles that wanted to take caravans out to the property. There was one pretty cool hire van in there from OG Caravan Hire. The other one was the Crispies private van, being the titanium. So they both popped up, grabbed their caravans. The rest of the crew headed for Warwick. Warwick's about 2 hours west of Brisbane. They did a last minute prep for the food shop. There isn't Woolworths or Coles anywhere near Binghi Station. And then we regathered close to the New South Wales border, and then we headed straight for the dirt road. Whilst beach driving is fun, it doesn't really capture the full essence of the forward drive scene. So I thought we'd take our guests out to Binghi Station, which is a few hours west of Brisbane, something similar to like a North Queensland type of vibe, or even up into the Gulf sort of areas. So thought we'd go out there, we'd give them the bush experience after the beach.
Can't believe it. It's a mix between like countryside and almost like a savanna desert or something like that.
It's pretty cool. There's
yeah,
a lot of different terrain on this drive alone.
It's beautiful.
So leaving the Bruxner Highway is where the dirt road starts, and once you hit that dirt road, it's quite iconic. The team usually pulls off the road, recoups, grabs a beverage, and then hits the dirt road and hits that next sort of hour and a half in. So we made that journey, we started that one, and the scenery was just amazing. It's one of my favourite places here in, I'd say southeast Queensland, but it's just over the New South Wales border for this one. So Binghi Station is a ex-tin mine from back in the day. It's a 4,000 acre property. It is listed on HipCamp. You can look it up, you can Google it, you can come out here and camp here yourself. I've had the privilege to work with Adrian, Aratai and the family on the property. We've made some pretty cool tracks to the awesome locations that you'll see in this video. And yeah, it's just amazing all around. My family loved getting out here, and the more and more people coming to enjoy it, just this place is spectacular.
Yeah, entering Binghi was definitely a little bit interesting. You know, I would say if we had like an American fifth wheel trailer behind us and we were pulling off into some dirt roads like that in the middle of the night, we'd probably just camp on the side of the road and figure it out in the morning. But typical Aussie way, I think we just powered through.
We did have one incident. One of the crew noticed that they thought they ran over something on the driveway. There was Crispy with their titanium caravan leading, second in line. And we realized shortly after this that there was something loose in one of the tunnel drawers. I think the kitchen had just punched the door completely off, so.
I'm the one who breaks everything. I don't
Yeah, you are
it.
the one that breaks everything back in the States. Maybe you can be the fixer here. You're down under. You can flip your way as 180. Lose any stuff?
Yeah, I lost two Makita batteries.
Oh, so we'll find out on the way back out, I guess.
Yeah, and the door.
Yeah, the one nice thing is there's not too many people.
This was something as we rolled into camp. It wasn't something that we're going to look back at. It wasn't that important to get set up for the night, but definitely added to the entertainment, as well as the unfortunate things that happen caravanning here in Queensland.
Welcome to Binghi Station. We've left the beach, like we said. We've come down the epic driveway, super late entrance. Was expecting sunset roll in, but that didn't quite work out. It's a bit of a mission. A few things may have happened, but yeah, we're here now. You wait till you meet Adrian. Here's a character.
I'm looking forward to it. This is like an American hunting property full of wallabies.
You're gonna see plenty of them, I think.
So we rolled into the shearing shed location on the property. We set up a couple of the caravans. We were waiting out on the road there, and Adrian literally almost drove straight past us. He's quite a focused person, and I don't know how he didn't see 3 big trucks sitting there with lights on. I think he needed to get back to the house to these girls. But no, he's an amazing man, amazing host, and what he turned on for the crew was just spectacular.
Hey, how you going, bro?
Adrian, Cody,
Cody, nice to meet you, man.
what have you got in store for us?
Oh, mate, well, I'm glad you made it, guys. It's been too long. Well, waiting for you down the gorge.
Are we shooting down the gorge?
Shooting down the gorge, the fire's on.
Oh.
Yeah, music's playing even.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, you got it on. Let's go.
Lights are on.
Leave the vans
Tents
up
are
the
on.
top,
Yeah,
and we'll shoot
yeah.
down the gorge.
No, shoot down the gorge, man, and yeah, waiting for some Thai food.
Done.
Yeah.
Let's get into it. Good to see you, brother.
So I've known Adrian for years. I actually helped build up 2 of his Land Cruisers that he owned back in the day. So 200 series was my forte, but now doing these American trucks, we've definitely stayed in touch over the years. I was lucky enough to work with Adrian on a caravan hire company there for a little while, and during that time I came out to Binghi Station a lot. So knowing the property, how amazing it was definitely the #1 choice to bring these American guests.
So it was a big day just getting in here. We all had some grub, and as support crew, I took it on myself to feed the real stars of the show.
Here it comes, buddy. We open up.
2 o'clock in the morning, we're jumping.
Oh, good boy, Dino.
We might end the night there before it gets too weird.
So Adrian came down, greeted us in the morning and helped cook up breakfast for the whole team. We had bacon, we had eggs, we had everything laid out on the table. Got a few special places to go today. What's the top sort of 3 here?
Well, the top 3, mate. We've got jumping rocks on the list, and then we've got a bush bashing trip with the farm vehicles up through the hills.
You don't think these American trucks will go?
Nah, it's a
A
bit
little
tight,
bit scratchy?
a little bit scratchy there. So I wouldn't recommend it unless you want a paint job at the end of it. But, yeah, no, so I reckon we take the farm vehicles, the bush bashers, and yeah, just
Waterfall?
Waterfall, yes. Yep. See the waterfall. We had a bit of rain there the other day. A little storm cell came through, so hopefully it's flowing a little bit more than what it was. And yeah, so I've got a bit on the agenda today, followed up by a lamb on a splayed out over the fire tonight. That's got to be good.
Pretty cool. Heading down to the waterfall now. So this is after some rain. This thing can look like Niagara Falls. It actually, yeah. I'll show you a video later. It pumps. But today has been a bit dry out here, so we're just see what it has in store. We can swim here. If not, Adrian's got a few other sites for us today. We're probably going to have to jump out of these big American trucks into the bush bashes that are on the property. Go through some of the tea tree. We don't want to scratch these beautiful rigs up, so yeah, we'll get into them. Go for a swim at Jumping Rock later as well. Are you going to jump? The little one.
The little one. It always looks 5 times higher when you get up top.
Yeah.
And then I
really
stand
nice
there,
and
think
cold.
about it, then it's game over.
So the waterfall wasn't fit for a swim, but it was still bloody spectacular. All right, let's introduce the bush bashers.
Atta boys!
Righto, you big adventurers, take your pick. The new ride for the day. Yeah!
That's right, you gotta turn it the other way. It just spins.
We're good.
There was a bit of whisper around with the group that Cody couldn't drive manual, or stick as they call it back in America. So this was pretty funny. We threw him in the Mitsubishi Triton. Again, they don't see these vehicles back there in America.
Oh, I'm already rolling.
No, reverse is far right, right?
Yeah, far right and down, so first is far up and left.
When you're ready.
Oh, there he goes. When's the last time you drove stick?
6 years ago in an imported Hilux.
More than one gear there too, Cody.
This afternoon was definitely a nice surprise with the bush bashers, as you call them. We would just call them our farm beaters in the States. But I mean, this whole trip's been a car show for us, even just getting out of the airport. So getting in a Triton, a Patrol, and a Hilux and smashing. And I mean, I don't know if the video is gonna make the cut, but I know me and Andrew now have a video for the rest of our lives, almost peeing our pants laughing, ripping this Triton through the bush in just trees and rocks flying by, and it was just an absolute blast.
Cody, I don't think he's giggled this much this year so far. So it was pretty funny to see jumping out of a Ram 2500 with the works straight into a little Mitsubishi Triton. I think he had more of a grin on his face bashing through the property in the Triton than he did in a Ram.
Top. Oh boy, wait. Top 2 trips of my life right here. Maybe the top trip of my life. Yeah, this is pretty wild. This is gonna be arguably the best trip I've ever been on.
Do you mind turning there?
You can hear it bouncing around in the box with leaves.
The boys stopped to see some ancient art. No, not the machinery. We're talking way more ancient than those things.
We went out, we saw some Aboriginal paintings on their property nearby. This was quite the experience. Very, very lucky to have seen these.
Going to the Aboriginal art site was, I don't know, kind of it's kind of funny because it's almost a further similarity in my mind, how we're like so culturally and countries similar. Like even though Australia just seems like it's an American Steve Irwin crocodiles and kangaroos, like coming down here, four-wheeling out to a spot where there's basically native art is something that feels so familiar. It's so weird that we're on the other side of the world and can still do it. So that was a cool experience, you know. And yeah, definitely it's funny, just kind of made us feel, in a weird way, almost like more at home, like, this is what we do when we go four-wheeling, to kind of find some cool stuff. And not to sidetrack, but the mining equipment we saw, one of our favorite spots to off-road in the States is in Northern California, and there's a whole mining town that's been restored there. So yeah, it's kind of fun. This is kind of like a weird, it's like what we do through a different lens and with all my new best friends.
We'll go back, recoup, and maybe a cold beer in the gorge for lunch and shoot up to Jumping Rock, see which level you go.
It just keeps going up in levels this whole trip.
Jumping Rock is a natural 20-foot deep water hole, literally in the middle of the property. Coming down one of the creeks on the property, the team was able to refresh after a really, really hot morning.
This bush experience has been pretty close to an American hunting camp, but with crazy Aussies thrown in there. So instead of having old Jeeps and things like that, we're beating on, a Triton, a Patrol, a Hilux, you know, and it's just been a blast. And yeah, words can't describe this trip.
So the adventure doesn't end here. We've got one more surprise in store, and this is coming to an iconic Brisbane 4x4 show. So seeing how much Cody loved these other vehicles over here, we're obviously getting into the American market hard over here. The trucks are really, really good for all of the purposes involved, being the towing the main one. Definitely the right vehicle for a lot of our applications, but we've got some surprises in store tomorrow. I think we've got a reptile show in place, as well as meeting a few other people in the industry. I can't wait to hear his feedback after seeing some of these other vehicles here in Brisbane. The timing of this trip worked out perfectly. We're finishing it up in Brisbane City, and that weekend was the Brisbane 4x4 show. So this is one of the biggest 4x4 shows here in Queensland, if not in Australia. I'm really looking forward to seeing their reactions, and I think they're going to be pretty interested in a lot of the vehicles they don't necessarily see in the USA, and how many American trucks there will be in there as well. So this show has a whole range of things between forward driving, camping, outdoors, a little bit of fishing as well. So I think it's got a good mix of our off-road adventure here in Australia, and they're going to see a little bit of everything.
Showing up to the off-road show in Brisbane was actually really cool because those fairgrounds are just very cool next to American fairgrounds, which are usually something out of the 1980s that have never been maintained. So showing up to those fairgrounds in the middle of the city and seeing essentially what we're very familiar with like our off-road expo and the different shows here, but just an Aussie version was very cool. Me and Andrew basically had drool coming out of our mouths as we looked at basically every single truck with a canopy and a tray, something we just don't see here. But it was just so cool seeing all the different builds and just seeing a lot of what normal builds are there too. There was like a show and shine section, so it's kind of, you always have the fully optioned crazy show builds, but just seeing like what some standard builds look like down there was a really cool experience.
The funniest thing was Andrew and Cody's reaction to seeing some of our older sort of vehicles here these days. So the Nissan D22 was one of their favorites, I believe. This thing had the straight pipe, the turbo whistle going on. It was quite funny. They love seeing the smaller diesel engines just because they've never had it in the USA before. So seeing that was quite funny.
Absolutely badass. You guys have the coolest, like, weirdest, interesting stuff here. It's awesome. I feel like the vehicles in the States are very cut and dry. Here there's like all these interesting mixtures of, like, you have what's like a Land Cruiser front end with like a tray in the back, and like all these like solid axle vehicles. Like, we have nothing solid axle. Like, it's such a cool like market down here, and such a cool scene too.
I think we've already seen a very cool blending of Australian and American industries and brands already, right? Like, we have ARB here. The overland market has brought a ton of Australian product here. And I think it's gonna be really cool to see the inverse or the opposite reaction happen, where we bring a lot of cool American product down to Australia on a lot of the American built vehicles. We've already got 15 or 25 years of developing, proper high performing platforms. So I think that's gonna be really cool. And it's just been a very fun mashup of like King shocks and performance suspension, as well as a truck with a canopy and a tray with an induction burner and a Keurig coffee machine in the back. So that cool mashup, I'm looking forward to seeing that blossom, seeing more tray and canopy builds in the US while seeing more go fast builds down south. I think it's just a perfect blend. I think this trip has definitely shown me what is going on down under.
I think Cody went home thinking that all Aussies are mad, so I think I did my job here. It was good fun. It was a massive week. We definitely jam-packed a lot of experiences and places in there. From the beach to the bush, we had nothing but spectacular weather the whole week. I don't think the week could have got any better, to be honest. I think the best thing was just seeing the different platforms of vehicles that we'd built here in Big Dog Build Workshop. So it was a bit of a proud dad moment. There was a few first timers using their vehicles off-road, and doing that with the experience and seeing Cody from the USA's reaction as well.
We basically jumped on, essentially a 5-day camping trip with a bunch of people we'd never met, and we left that trip best friends as if we were a bunch of junior high kids at summer camp. So it was a really cool experience, and we should be thankful that I've made friends I'll probably have for a lifetime just on a quick 4 or 5 day trip.
After an epic week following these big trucks in my Land Cruiser, I reckon it might be time for an upgrade.